Hey, it's Lynn, and I'm about to shoot my first hair video, finger comber video at that, for those who are interested in which hair I typically use for my afros and hairstyles, and my morning hair routine. So I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on my hair in the morning. I'm normally checking emails, working, and then rushing to actually get to work. I work with a lot of partners in the EU. So I have like super early morning conference calls. So sometimes I take those calls at home and then I have to rush to the office to get to my in-person meetings. So my routine for my hair has to be 15-20 minutes or less, and my finger comber hair makes it super easy for me to achieve that. Along with, I like to swim for fitness, and those of us who have natural hair understand swimming and having a hair routine is a lengthy process. So with my finger comber hair, it makes me really easy to braid or twist my own natural hair up. You add the finger comber hair for style, and then take it off to swim and work out in and be ready in the morning to get out the door. So this is my quick tutorial. Let me start by talking about my braid downs, because someone asked me, like, how do you wear wigs or partials or etc. and wrap up your own hair because you have a lot of hair. So as you can see, I just put this head wrap on while I was doing my makeup. At night, normally I try to wrap up at least my edges to get my edges to lay down to sort of match the hair texture. So this is my normal sort of wrapping my hair up to try to get ready for the day. And then I have this Fingercomber unit. It is the Kinky Wave II unit. It's one of my favorite units. It has that wave texture. It's almost like a two-strand twist out or a braid out, but it's relatively lengthy. You can see there's a fair amount of length there. And this one you can retwist yourself and or rebraid yourself to re-achieve this texture, which I like because it makes it really easy to maintain. And you see there's some gray in here. I'll talk about the gray up here in a second. I ordered this with a pinch of salt. They do provide units that have some gray in it. And as you can see here, there's an example of a pinch of salt. If I had to take a guess by percentages, it's probably less than 5% gray. For those of you who are just barely gray. For me, I am super gray. So I added some gray in here with some spray-on gray. And I'll show you. It's a temporary color, High Beams Intense. I found it at my local beauty supply store. And this is silver. They don't actually have gray. They either have white or silver. I tried the white. The white is way too white, so the silver sort of gets closer to my natural gray hair color. But I did add some in here. I added on the head, and I'll show you how in a second. But just so you know, this is how this normally comes together. So let me take this down, because this is the morning routine. Normally, snatch the scarf off. So I got to show you my braid down, and it's just cornrows. These are a little old, they're not fresh cornrows, just FYI, but I just normally leave about 1 inch out along the edges in the front and the back, just in case I wanted to wear an updo or something. I have the ability to wear ponytails and buns on top of my head. And then braid the rest in cornrows and tuck it into a wig cap, leaving the braid out, as you can see. And then the braid out you can do a couple different ways. The leave out, I should say. You could do like a flat cornrow for the braid out, or the leave out. You could do two-strand twists, is what I've done here. You can do bantu knots. It depends on the texture of the hair that you're using. I try to achieve the same texture as this twist out, so I did two-strand twists, flat two-strand twists, to try to achieve that texture. And then on edges, I just used some edge control gel and gelled it down so that it'll be a little straighter than it normally is without. But normally in the morning, I just take down my two-strand twists or my flat twists, and again, either works. Try to keep them relatively neat in the curl pattern that the twists give, to try to match the texture of the Fingercomber wig. And as you can see, as I mentioned, I'm pretty gray. I don't know if that's like 40% or something, but there's a lot more gray at my edges than there is in the back. So I always like to add gray when I try to wear a piece. And then to blend, putting this on, it comes with wig clips in the front and the back. I normally put the clip in the back, either inside or outside of the leave out. Just depends on what I want to do that day. Today, it's actually on the outside of the leave out. And then I tuck the clip, if you can see it. I tuck that clip behind the leave out in the front. And then just, clip it in. And then fluff a little. Now you can see it's already starting to blend, but sort of pulling my own natural hair into the hairline of the unit. Just a FYI that I think I unboxed this like a week ago, so it's been a week since I actually set it. I'm probably gonna set it tomorrow. I do like when the curl pattern relaxes a little, because to me it better resembles a real natural twist out. So I do like when it gets the wave pattern relaxes a little, because it looks a little more natural to me. But if you want to twist it every day to keep the natural curl pattern, it curls up quite nicely, just a FYI. But as you can see, I'm just sort of pulling my own hair to blend with the hairline of the unit. And if you want to be super neat, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on my mood. But sometimes I'll add some pins just to pin my own natural hair back into the hairline of the unit, if there's like any flyaways or anything. Super random, only because like with natural hair, it can be a little wild. I like my hair a little wild. So placing the pins in no particular pattern kind of resembles how the hair would naturally fall, if that makes any sense. This is pretty much it. Oh, the silver. So as I mentioned, I added some silver up here to match my natural gray hairline, because I have a whole lot of gray in the front. And it's pretty simple. I spray this on my fingers. You can use like a mascara brush or like a sponge if you want to. My gray grows wild, and I like to keep the curl pattern on the unit. The mascara wand tends to separate the curls, so I didn't want that. And then sponging for me doesn't give as much control as I would like, so I use my fingers, but use whatever works for you. This is water soluble, so it washes right off of your hands without any staining. It also washes right out of the hair, so if you get the hair wet, you do have to reapply it. But basically, just spray a little on my fingers like that. And then find a place to put in a streak. I go from the roots and just add it. I try to add more on the roots to better resemble my natural hair, and that's pretty much it. It's hard for me to see without my glasses, but you get the idea. That's pretty much it. So, yep, that's my quick hair tutorial. Hope you liked it. Again, I'll add the links to my IG. I'll add the links to Fingercomber. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me either here on YouTube or contact me on IG, and I can answer all of your questions if you have additional questions. But that's it.